No importa de qué generación seas, seguramente creciste con alguna de estas películas: Blancanieves, Dumbo, Bambi, Peter Pan, El Rey León, La Espada en la Piedra, El Libro de la Selva, La Sirenita, La Bella y la Bestia, Hércules, Mulan, Tarzán, Fantasía 2000, Las Locuras del Emperador, Lilo y Stitch, Tierra de Osos, Chicken Little, Enredados, Ralph el Demoledor, Frozen y más. Con motivo del relanzamiento simultáneo de los 50 clásicos de Disney, decidimos platicar con los directores y escritores de dos de tus películas favoritas: La Sirenita y Aladdín, un legendario clásico que tiene más de un secreto escondido.
Señores de Combo, nos encontramos desde Anaheim con dos tipos talentosísimos, escritores y directores de varias películas que seguramente ustedes conocen. Se llaman Ron and John. Hello guys. How are you?
Great. Yes. Yeah. Good to see you, Alex. Yeah. Nice to talk to you.
Yo te quiero enseñar este mundo espléndido.
Did you imagine sometimes that Aladdin would become this legendary movie now with all these generations behind?
You never know what's going to happen with these films. They take a long time to make these. Aladdin actually was relatively quick in production. It took about 3 years to make from beginning to end. And that was fairly compressed. It was a lot of work by a lot of people. You always hope that the films will have an afterlife because they take so long to do and there's so many people involved that it's really gratifying, but you never know. And certainly it was a really fun film to work on with the contribution of Robin Williams, and the music was so great. I'm really glad that it's kind of has an afterlife and it's still around.
Sortear, sin miedo a peligros, volar, adiós amigos, ahí voy, y si me desean buen aterrizaje, solo tengo que saltar.
You direct these new legends in Disney. Robin Williams.
Yes, I know.
It's amazing.
Robin
right?
Williams was a force of nature. You know, he had done a lot of big live-action movies before this, but the idea of really using Robin in an animated feature, that was sort of a new idea, and we just liked how mercurial he was, how he could bounce off the walls, and we thought we could do something with Robin that live action couldn't do, that we could try and keep up with him as fast as he was. We could draw that fast sort of and keep with him, and so all of his quick, lightning fast changes, Eric Goldberg, who animated this, could draw and match his energy, and that's why I think the movie still has all this energy because of Robin and because of Eric kind of staying, you know, in parallel with what Robin did.
Let's blow this popsicle stand! Not bad! Good night, Alice!
The music
And
also,
the music as well. Yeah.
always in Disney movies are very, very important, and there's a lot of legendary songs too.
Yeah, the music is so great, and working with we first worked with Howard Ashman and Al Menken on The Little Mermaid, and they did such beautiful, wonderful music for that film. And then Aladdin actually was a project that Howard sort of got going while Little Mermaid was still in production. And then Howard sort of moved away from that onto Beauty and the Beast, and Howard got very ill then and died fairly early in the course of making Aladdin. And then Tim Rice came in to kind of finish the score because the score wasn't finished.
Será fantástico encontrar nadie que diga no.
There's always the challenge to be better than yourself, right?
Yeah. When we were doing Aladdin, we were following up Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid was such a big success, and the music was so wonderful. Every movie they compared to the one before it, is this going to be as good or not? And we didn't know. You know, One of the things that appealed to us about Aladdin was that it was very different than The Little Mermaid, right. and so that felt like we wouldn't feel like we were kind of making the same film over again, or that we were
because
repeating
Aladdin was
things.
essentially a comedy, and Little Mermaid, although it had humor, it wasn't really a comedy. It was more of a coming-of-age story of this mermaid. It had comedy in it and a romance, and so this was a different animal.
Certainly more of an adventure story, an Arabian adventure.
Yeah.
And I actually had suggested The Little Mermaid as an idea for an animated feature, but Aladdin was as we say, Howard Ashman had first proposed Aladdin, and when we finished Little Mermaid, we actually had sort of several projects that we might have done. Weirdly enough, they were interested in us possibly directing Beauty and the Beast, and we felt at that point that was sort of the next film, and we were sort of exhausted. So somehow
It's true that we actually turned down Beauty and the Beast.
Mira bien lo que hay, conteniendo el aliento. Soy como azul estrella.
The challenge it's bigger each year because there's coming a lot of technologies and new kind of animation.
Sure.
You have your brother in Pixar, and you have to be better, and you have to feeling that you are fresh, that you are in this time, right?
Yeah, we're old guys, so it's hard for us because we got to keep up with all these younger guys. But we worked with John Lasseter. I went to school with John Lasseter at CalArts, and the bar is certainly set higher, even at Disney. You know, either Frozen was the biggest movie ever, you know, and it's like we've got to follow up Frozen, and we're following Big Hero 6, wonderful animation, moving story, hit around the world, and you get a little scared, you know, because of these things. But the same thing did happen even on Aladdin when we were following up Beauty and the Beast. We're like, how are we ever going to, you know, we didn't work on Beauty and the Beast, but we loved the movie, and we're like, geez, is Aladdin going to do as well as Beauty and the Beast? You never know, and it wound up doing better than Beauty and the Beast, but there was no guarantee.
The films sort of build on each other, and I think that's the great thing, that if you're committed to making really good movies and really entertaining movies, I think the audience kind of catches on at a certain point that Pixar movies are something very special, and the Disney movies are something very special and something you can look forward to, because we're going to put everything we have into making them as great as we possibly can.
Solo lo que sea vital, es decir, todo. Burlar a los mandarines, no hay más, no es jugar. Probar que no tengo ni un dinar.
Para Ron y John no todo es historia. Siguen en el proceso creativo de su próxima película, Moana. La historia de una chica que tiene una gran conexión con el mar y que emprenderá una aventura al encuentro con sus antepasados. Claro, con la ayuda de un semidios. La voz la prestará Dwayne Johnson, La Roca.
Yeah, you have Moana in your hands now.
I know there's so many tools that we can use now that we didn't used to have, and I like to look sort of forward and not look backwards. So it's really that next movie and what is the new thing that we can do, new thing we can learn, you know. And we're learning a lot on our new movie Moana. You know, it's our first movie done in CG, and we're working with artists that we've never worked with before, and it's been really stimulating.
One of the things in Aladdin that was kind of unique at the time, not so much now, was the flying carpet. When we did the flying carpet in Aladdin, we were using new technology at that time that nothing like that could have ever been done before. Now in Moana, we're sort of taking that to a bigger level. One of the
water thing.
The Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is actually a character in the movie, sort of like the carpet in Aladdin, except it's much bigger, and the way the light reflects on the water, and the way that the ocean is brought to life there. Once again, it's something that I think you haven't quite seen before.
Príncipe Ali, honor a ti, Aliababua. De rodillas a sus pies, quédense ahí.
I saw the clip.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, teaching us how to be
a warrior. To have your mana. That's mana in the South Pacific. That's your center and your power. Your mana.
Can you teach me something?
No, I'm afraid I can't.
Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, no. That's a Samoan war cry. Yes, and I do it every day. And we do a haka sometimes too, but that's another thing. We do a whole Kamate, we actually every week we had a production meeting, and we do the haka. Yeah, and we did it. We learned the haka. We were given that privilege by a group of Maori people that just said, we'll teach you this if you do it correctly. And so we literally, a bunch of us, we get out there and we could do it for you, but you'd be overwhelmed with mana. So
it's amazing. Thank you very much, guys, for
this
gift.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to talk to you.
Yeah, we're gonna see again Aladdin for the new generation.
Yeah.
Remember,
your child. We'll get to see it for the first
little
time.
Luca. It's gonna
Luca, yes. Please, I hope you like it.
And Moana the next year, right?
Next year, November next year. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for me, and this is Combo. Subscribe, and all Latin America, Mexico, love you guys.
Okay, gracias.
Pásenla chido. Nos vemos en el cine.
Hello everybody, welcome to Combo USA. Así es el lugar donde platicamos de películas entre amigos, donde te decimos los estrenos que llegan a partir de este fin de semana a las carteleras.